Good evening everybody and welcome back to FTRL. It is time for your second dose of F1 action for the week. We have the Div 2 race here from Albert Park, Melbourne. It is the Australian Grand Prix and we are on board with the ever exciting Catamies for a lap then of the Albert Park circuit. DRS wide open down into turn 1, attack the chicane, plenty of curbs there, nice and tidy from Catamies through their second DRS straight here. And exit 2 on the run down to turn 3. Heavy braking zone, good overtaking opportunity. Saw a number of overtakes last night. Down to second gear, quick blast up to turn 4. Use the curbs on exit, don't go too wide though. A tricky turn 5, watch the curb on exit. Through 6, and the braking zone for turn 7. Ride the curbs on exit, now start winding through turn 8. Long right hander before coming down to the heavy braking zone. All the way down to third gear, rise the curbs nicely. So a couple of guys retiring qualifying and in the race last night, so be careful through that section. And now we're coming down to the trickiest part of the circuit. It's high speed, left right. Tax the curves on the inside, tax the curve on the second part, rise the curve and exit nicely. DRS pops open again. And charges down to the right hander, using all the track to give himself the best possible angle, using the curve on exit. Shift down to 5th, back up to 6th, and then down the gearbox to 2nd for the penultimate corner. Get over to the left hand side, this long right hander that tightens on exit, use the curve on exit, DRS pops open again, and the first flying lap on the board is a 1:22.1 from Catamies, so tidy lap there to start the session off. So those of us who watched last night's Div 1 race will know we're potentially for a chaotic race tonight. We had a full grid last night, 20 drivers. We had a retirement on lap 1, a retirement on lap 3, so 2 virtual safety cars before lap 3. By lap 9 we'd had 2 safety cars as well, and we were down 4 or 5 drivers, and the theme continued throughout the race. We finished with just half the field at the end of it, so we have a very high attrition race last night in Div 1, and they're supposed to be the best drivers we've got, so anything could happen tonight. A little down on numbers tonight, unfortunately just the 14 tonight, a few people away. But that shouldn't detract from some great racing action to come. Meanwhile, Maxi Simons popped himself then onto provisional pole ahead of Daft Chip. Chubbs in 3rd, Catamies is 4th, with Alex Pixie 5th and Feber in 6th. On the lap we've got Aaron Trucker then in the 2nd of the McLarens. Out of the final corner he comes. And his opening lap is a 23.1. That's good enough for P5. Splits Oscar and Catamies. So last time out there was Bahrain, round 5 of the championship. Of course this is round 6, which means we're already at the halfway stage of season 17 after tonight. And it was a tactical battle between Brutus and Oscar. Now Oscar triumphed after a penalty denied Brutus the win. However, that is still in the stewards' office for debate. So result from last week still pending. We will hopefully have a decision in the next day or so on that one. But that shouldn't detract from the action tonight then. So we've got Pagani now coming around the final corner. His first run. Of course, he is the current championship leader. Despite not having won a race, consistency is once again key for him. He pops himself up into P5 for the moment. And he leads the championship by quite a healthy margin as well. So Pagani just doing what Pagani does best, just collects points. That's how you win championships. Of course, he's a former Div 2 and performance champion, so he is no stranger to fighting at the sharp end. Also a multiple-time GT Sport champ. So this man knows how to win titles. At the moment, just the one driver sat in the pits on the mediums. It's Matman, but he hasn't ventured onto track yet. Scuba Steve and Lennon, the Williams pair on track with Lennon, has replaced Sparks, who moved up to Div 1 last night, made his debut. Unfortunately, his race lasted about 5 corners before some contact put him into the wall and out of the race. He was the first retirement last night. Hopefully he will go a little bit better next week when the circuit moves on to Singapore. In the chat then we have got Mr. Lennon Stevenson, Mr. Fever, and Mr. Matt All on track, and Mr. T. Smith, who has decided that he can't hack the pace anymore. Has unfortunately had to leave us. Shame after showing considerable gains this season, but he has stepped down, so looking to put a replacement in for next week. On board then with Lennon, who's made them step down from Div 1. course, the gap between the front of Div 2 and the midfield of Div 1 is not that great anymore, so even though he is Div 1 calibre, I do not expect Lennon to walk away with this. He does, however, go purple in Sector 1, so flying first sector for him. Here he comes then up to this tricky chicane. How many victims will that claim tonight? So a number of spins last night. And dips in nicely through the first part, nicely through the second. Yeah, nice and tidy through there. DRS now wide open again as he runs down to the right-hander at the end of the DRS straight. Still fast if I did miss a second lap check by then, so I do apologise. Now just one more corner to go. At the final corner he comes, and Lennon goes fastest of all, a 21.6. That goes a tenth faster than Maxi Syme, who was the erstwhile provisional pole holder, and Scuba Steve drops into third, just behind Maxi Syme. So the Williams now sat first and third after their first runs tonight. Good opening runs there for the Williams pair. They now share places in the top three. Brutus Beers, then expect him to challenge again tonight. And then on his first one, 26.9, not a purple sector though, so not the fastest time through sector 1. He gets on in the middle part of the lap, then coming down to the chicane, of course, which is being reprofiled for the next time the F1 arrives at Albert Park. Of course, the 2021 race has been postponed, so hopefully we'll be back in 2022. Through the first part of the chicane, rides the curve nicely. No threat of putting into a wall. He gets a little bit of a slipstream there from the Williams. Into the right hand he goes. Through the right-hander, just 2 corners to go. Down the gearbox a second for the left-hander. Car ahead of him getting out of the way. And he comes out of the final corner. And Brutus is going to challenge for pole. Not quite, no, only a P8 for Brutus there, so 22.2 for him, so not the best lap. Yeah, maybe not quite so strong here. Only first run, so plenty of time to get out there again and try and improve on that lap time. One man who is out there on track trying to improve is the man that currently sat P2, Maxi Syme. Can the Ferrari man do? Down the gearbox he comes to the final corner. It's Oscar goes P4, so it's a Williams Ferrari 1, 2, 3, 4. Does Maxi Syme improve? He does. He goes fastest again then, so 21.4 for Maxi Syme, back to the top of the timesheets. And it's Ferrari, Williams, Williams, Ferrari on the front 2 rows. 0.4 of a second covering all 4 drivers. Maxi Syme showing some intent early on here in qualifying. Both Williams in fact up there already. What about Daft Chip? How's he getting on? Had a really good pace last week, but incidents put him out of contention. Never really found his way back into the sharp end of the race. But another man who is threatening to win a race in FTRL. He's been second a couple of times. That win is not far away. We've seen some breakout results this season already for TRT Lynx in Div 1. Carwin Rob as well, winning his first race in FTRL. Oscar won his first race. Oh, what's happened then? Aaron and Alex Pixie have both retired without setting, well, they have set a lap time, but decided not to go again. So currently 11th and 12th, they will be starting. Well, they got their free tyre choice, so maybe that's what's tempted them. Chip is now up in sector. Oh, big moment out the chicane. That will ruin that lap for him. Meanwhile, the monopoly at the front has been split. It's now Ferrari, Williams, Aston Martin, Williams, Ferrari. So a nice symmetrical pattern Captain Chubbs has dropped himself in between Lennon and Scuba Steve, splits the Williams pair. And he puts himself on P3, another man who had electric pace at Barcelona a couple of weeks ago for the Spanish round 4. Late spin threw away a podium for him there. Hopefully he can see this one through tonight and be challenging at the front end come the end of the race. So then just under 6 minutes of the session to go. As into the chat comes Graham. Good evening, Graham. Current running order then Maxi Syme on provisional pole. Lennon now out on track. Looking to improve his Catam. He's now retired from the session as well. Has he crashed? He has crashed. Just where Lennon's coming up to. Oh, there is the Has in the middle of the road. We saw a couple of crashes there last night, so another victim is Lennon, goes fastest in sector 1. The battle for pole position is on again. So Maxi Syme has responded to Lennon's lap. Lennon now looking to respond to Maxi Syme's again. Coming up to the end of sector 2. And he is a tenth of a second up. He's going to need to find a little bit more time. Still a personal best, but Maxi Syme is about 2 tenths ahead of him. So a little bit of time in the final sector. The track will be a little bit more rubbered in now, so we should find a little bit more grip. Using all the curbs. Up to the penultimate corner. 1 corner to go now. He's lying right on the power early, uses the curb. Oh, big twitch, he's on the grass, he's around. Saves the car, but the lap is ruined. Lennon just pushing for those final couple of tenths. And drops it out the final corner. We saw Carwin Robb crash out last night from second place in the race early on at the same corner. Probably did a very similar incident to what we just saw Lennon do there. So Lennon, who was on course to challenge for the front row, ruins that lap. Took his wing off, but didn't break the car, thankfully, so he will get to go again. What about his teammate, Scuba Steve? He's down in the second sector. Needs to find a little bit of time in the final one. Oh, he's had a big twitch as well. He's on the grass. Both Williams struggling there at the final corner. Validates his lap, and back into the pits he goes. So just under 4 minutes to go. No changes at the front of the grid for the moment. Maxi Syme is on his way out then for what will be his final run. A little bit early here, maybe hoping to avoid traffic, although we've got 3 guys not on track. So only 11 cars left in the session, so there should be plenty of room. Yellow flag ahead of him is probably Lennon's car, making his way back to the pits. Sweeper out onto track now, so Daft Chip. Oscar is on a flying lap though, so we'll pick up Oscar. Into sector 2. Through the long left-hander he comes into the chicane. He is marginally down in the middle sector on his best time. Through the chicane though, with no issues there. The DRS now open. He's 3 thousandths down. So he can find a bit of time in the final sector, a possibility to move up the order. Yes, you do, Lennon. Of course you do. Out the final corner he comes, and does Oscar improve on his P5? Has he found any time in the final sector? The answer is he has, and he goes back up to P4. Jumps ahead of Scuba Steve, who's on his way out. Come on, Lennon, you've got 2 minutes and it's a 1 minute 20 lap. You've got plenty of time to get around, get your ass out. Daft Chip then on track, trying to improve. He is nearly 2 tenths up in the first sector. Coming then to the second sector split point. He is the same time up, to .191. We need to find maybe a little bit more though to trouble Scuba Steve and Oscar. And Captain Chubbs, 3 drivers on a 21.7 at the moment. Oh, it looks like he's backed out of that lap. He has, yeah, so Daft Chip backs out of that lap. Did he have a moment somewhere there in the final sector? He's going to go again though. Maxi Syme lowers the benchmark to a 21.2. So putting it out of reach potentially of Lennon. That gap's now 0.4 of a second. Lennon is on track. Unfortunately, because the yellow flag thing's in front of the timer, I have no idea how long's left. Great job, Codemasters. Great positioning. Brett then has decided not to set a lap time, so he's saving his tyres for the race. Lennon having to get the hurry up to try and get round. So Oscar goes third. Oscar goes third, jumps ahead of Chubbs. 21.6 for him. 5 thousandths away from Lennon as well, so he nearly got an all Ferrari front row. Daft Chip, he looks like the next one around. There's Fever. We're out the final corner now. Currently sits P10. Improves, but not enough to jump a place, so he stays P10. Who's next across the line? We'll go pick up Daft Chip then, who's now in the final sector. He is again marginally up in the middle sector. Oh, Lennon's lost on his outlap. That's probably going to put pay to any chance of improving his time. So Lennon going to start at best P2. Daft Chip out the final corner. Has he found any time in the final sector? Can he improve on P6? He does improve, but it's not enough to jump up any places. Chubbs, I believe, is the car on the inside there facing the wrong way. He is, so he will not be improving. About who's next coming around? Matman's on a lap. Pick up Matman. A couple of corners to go. The 10th down on his teammate. He's out of the final corner. Drives for the line and goes up to P11. A 23.1. Jumps ahead of Aaron and of Alex. Pagani then next one around. Oh, he's invalidated his lap, so he will not be improving. He is on a cruise down lap, so he's not improving. So that, I think, is the end of that. Chubbs then taking the shortest route possible back to the pits after spinning. And that appears to be that then. Off the track then. Yep, so Chubbs qualifies P4. But the first point of the evening then goes to Maxi Syme. Ferrari man popping it onto pole position. Winner already this season. He won the opening race at Circuit of the Americas. And qualifying done, and so the order for tonight's race is as follows. Maxi Syme will start on pole alongside Lennon Stevenson, a gap of 0.4 of a second in the end then, but look how close it was between second, third and fourth. Oscar lines up on row 2 alongside Captain Chubbs. Expect some fireworks off the second row. Scuba Steve is P5 alongside Daft Chip. Katami's always exciting off the line is P7 with Pagani P8. Brutus is P9 and Feber rounding out the top 10. So they will all start on those soft tyres that they've qualified. The rest of the grid will have a free tyre choice, starting with Matman in the Mercedes alongside Aaron, and then Alex and Bread Is Your Daddy rounding off tonight's grid. Matman, at least he can start on the medium as well. The alternate strategy could be the way to go. The safety car might play a key role tonight as it did last night. Hopefully we will see less attrition than we did last night. We may not end up, or maybe able to count all the finishes on one hand. The good news is it is sunny on a race day, so overcast conditions for qualifying. There was no rain last night despite overcast conditions in both the race and qualifying. But we are greeted with glorious sunshine and blue skies for tonight's race. And so we go to a podium prediction for tonight. Who do we think is going to stand on the podium come the end of the race? And my money is going to go on Mr. Maxi Syme. I think he looked very handy in qualifying. I think he will bring home the victory. I think that I'm going to go Lennon second, and I'm going to go Pagani third. I said I wouldn't jinx him. I'm sorry, Pagani. I've said it now. That's my podium prediction. So, Maxi Sign, Lennon, and he who shall not be named. Again, for fear of jinxing. As they head then off on the warming up lap. One final rundown of the grid, and we'll go through the tyre situation. Maxi Sign on pole position. Of course, the top 10 all start on the soft tyres on which they qualified. Rideman leading us off alongside Lennon, making his first start of the season in his new ride. Of course, he guested at Red Bull last week, and he's trying to lose it on the warm-up lap. That's not a good omen, is it? Oscar starts on P3, both Ferraris then on the front two rows, keeping up a very good run of form. Much improved Oscar this season. Seems to have really gelled with this game. We'll not talk about his incident at Barcelona in round 4, but if he's finished the race, he's generally in contention for the win so far. Will that streak continue? Captain Chubbs, a man with a lot of speed, but also has a habit of pointing the car in any direction but the way it's supposed to. Will Spinderella be pointing the right way? Calling the end of the race, he starts P4. Scuba Steve behind him in the Williams. A good showing from him. Can he transfer that into a strong result? We shall see. Daft Chip lines up alongside him on the third row. Again, another strong qualifying for him. Expect him to be challenging for podium come the end of the race. Casames is always electric off the line. Expect him to be making up places. Starts P7 alongside Pagani in the second of the Aston Martins. And watch him collect those points. Try and extend his championship lead. His nearest rival is the man directly behind him. It's Brutus Beer down in P9. A little off-color for him tonight, perhaps. We shall see how he gets on in the race though. And Feber, really good qualifying for him in the top 10 in the Alfa Romeo. The free tyre choice. Matman starts on the mediums of P11, as does Aaron P12 alongside him. Alex Pixie's gone aggressive at the start though. He's starting on fresh soft tyres. He is 13th, and alongside him is the second AlphaTauri. Of Bread is your daddy, who starts on the mediums, so potential 1 or 2 stop open to him. Cars then back on the grid, and we await the lights. It's a better view. I'll ignore this because it's not going to be in sync with what the drivers are saying, because the revs aren't even up yet. Into gear, and away we go. It's a good start from Chubbs. I think he had a good start. Oscar maybe a little bit tardy. Oh, Chubbs with the crashes. Daft Chip's had a really good start up to 4th. He's going to go round Chubbs up to 3rd. Daft Chip with a great start. Oh, in the wall in the background, I think it's Casames. Oh, he's facing the wrong way down the track backwards. And Casames, it's all gone wrong for him at the start. But Maxi Simon gets the jump. Lennon goes with him. Daft Chip's to the 3rd. Oh, who's that off the track? Scuba Steve. Losing a place to Oscar. And he might lose another one here to Brutus, who's up a couple of places as well. Alex Pixie's up 4 as well, so he had a really good start in the Mercedes. Scuba Steve looking for a move on Oscar. That's ambitious. There's going to be contact. Around he goes. Into the runoff he goes. And he's got to find reverse and get it pointing the right way again. Not the best move from him there. That's through the chicane for the first time. Maxi Simon leads, but Leonard has gone with him. And now starting to look at overtaking for the lead. Looks better off at this time though. Daft Chip is 3rd, Chubbs is 4th. Brutus Beer up to P5. They had a really good start. Pagani is 6th. Oscar's dropping down the order. Has he got some damage perhaps? He's just been beaten up on this opening lap. He's now got Alex Pixie behind him, who's up 5 already. Into the pits yet, so Oscar's got some damage somewhere along the line. Maxi leads on to lap 2. Lennon had a bit of a scruffy turn 1, and that gap's just opened up suddenly. Maxi Simon is your race leader from Lennon. Daft Chip and Chubbs still locked together, 3rd and 4th. Bit of a gap then back to Brutus Beer. We've got round the opening lap, a couple of spins, but no VSC, so we're up on last night. Casames makes it back to the pit lane as well, so they'll be hoping for a safety car at some point. Trying to bring themselves back into contention. What tyres are they going on to? Both of them onto the mediums. Another pit stop yet. Battle is going on here then. It's Alex Pixie, Fever, Matman, Aaron and Bread is your daddy. Nice little train of cars in as they go through the chicane there. Alex, I think, was a little bit tight to the second part of the chicane. Not had the best of run. Fever now closing at speed. Not going to be close enough. Bread is looking at Aaron in the background. Not quite close enough this time. Nice little train going on. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. It's Casimi's. He's had another drama. Not going well as Maxi Simon sets the fastest lap of the race as they go on to lap 3, which means the DRS is now active. Casimi's, I think, is having some issues with his tyres. Chubb's then closing in on the back of Daft Chip, and Brutus Beer's now got his head down. Scuba Steve sets the fastest lap of the race, lying his pace. Unfortunately, he's a little bit off the back of the pack, so he needs a safety car. He's letting the field go by. Not had the best start to this one. What's happened to Brilliant Daddy there? He's lost a bit of time to this group that he was battling with before. And he's got some wing damage in there somewhere. Seems okay at the moment though. So this thing is the pack at the moment. Everybody at the front has just kind of strung out already. Then Max Simon's got himself a 1.3 second lead, so not in DRS range. We've got a yellow flag set through. It's Katami's getting back to the pits. Simon leading by 1.3 seconds. Daft Chip and Chubbs are nose to tail. Here comes Chubbs with the DRS round the outside and back up into P3 he goes. So these two looking to be doing some battles. Brady Daddy pits. I think he did pick up some damage in there somewhere. Just looks to be struggling. Oh, who was that? That was Brutus Beer, was it? Running over the curbs. That was brave. And Pagani, meanwhile, has been reeled in. Now by Alex Pixie. So Alex is starting on fresh tyres. Has already caught the back of Pagani. He's had a really good start now. Up into P7. And closing down, we've had our first retirement of the night in the pits. It's Katami's, unfortunately, so his race has gone wrong, although he has the eyes on FIFA this evening. Alex Pixie starting to get racy with Pagani. Into the chicane though, not the ideal place to make an overtake. Try and get the run on the way out though. DRS will pop open. He's going to be close enough, he's going to make a move down the inside. Pagani sees him coming. Gives him a little bit of room. Oh, Alex saves a big slide. Here comes Fever. Not quite close enough to take advantage though. Alex kind of dangled his nose in there but didn't really commit to the move. And Pagani gave him room, a little bit of contact. Had a bit of a slide. And everybody just about gets away with it. Meanwhile, 4P3. Daft Chip on the back of Chubbs again. Having lost the position last time around. And he's not had such a good run through turns 1 and 2. Not quite able to repay the favour. Oh, in the background, that's Fever, facing the wrong way. Oh, he's hit the wall trying to straighten the car up. Mind your front wing, Fever. He's got to go in again. Loses the place to Scuba Steve. Yeah, like I say, you can see he's now lost quite a bit of time to Pagani. So did he get a little bit of wing damage off that contact? Or was it wheel to wheel? Oh, what's happened to Chubbs? Chubbs is in the wall. Waiting for the field to clear so he can go. He's lost his front wing. We saw a couple of guys go here last night. In fact, the Aston Martin and Dillon went at this point on the track last night but lost a wheel. So Chubbs has escaped further punishment, but now he needs... Oh, now who's gone round? More drama somewhere. Was it Brutus? Brutus had a moment. Seems to have lost a lot of time and suddenly back with Pagani. at the sharp end. Oh, sector 3 yellow flag. Who is that? Oh, it's Chubbs again. He's just trying to trip his way back. Oh, he's got a warning now, a penalty as well. It's not been a good lap for Chubbs. And Alex picks up a penalty as well, and so race leader still Maxi Syme, 1.6 seconds to the good. Lennon though keeping him honest. These two have broken away. We've got a yellow flag sector 3. Oh, Chubbs has gone in the pits unfortunately, so Chubbs is done. So 2 down already. So far, a number of spins, but the times have been saved for pit lane, so nobody's crashed out on track. I say that as Scuba Steve has just retired, whereas Scuba Steve on safety car is out. Spoke too soon, lap 6, and the safety car has been deployed. Scuba Steve has lost it on the exit of turn 5. They'll go on board Bread then, who's just coming through 3 and 4. So are we going to see early pit stops being made? Yeah, the car's been cleared, but it was around about here. Oh, we've lost Scuba Steve, so unfortunately Scuba Steve will not score tonight. He is the 3rd retirement of the evening. Already 3 down, top 3 are in. The opportunity to get off this time. Brutus is going to follow them in, so is Pagani. Alex Pixie's in as well. And of course on the medium tyre. Oh, speeding penalty for pit lane. Brutus Beer didn't get it slowed down. Matman and Aaron Drucker coming through. They will take over 1st and 2nd. There is Maxi Syme coming out of the pits. So he's down to 3rd. And we get another opportunity to see the lovely Aston Martin safety car. Well, this is good news for Oscar, for Bread, for Fever, who all had some early dramas. They will now close back up on the pack. Into the pits again, getting off those hard tyres. Or is he getting onto the hard tyres? He's getting onto the hard tyres, in fact. So he is on his way again. Fever coming through. He'll go up into P10, where he started. And Oscar down to the back of the field, but he has now. He'll be able to get to the end now. A lot of the drivers who went onto the hards last night complained they had absolutely no grip. But with it being sunnier conditions, maybe those tyres will switch on a little bit better. I know Lynx, despite winning the race, was very uncomplimentary of his tyres, despite clinging on for that win. Down to P11. Up front it is Matman who leads them from Aaron. Those two have not yet pitted though. They started on the medium tyres, so they'll be looking to go a bit deeper into this race. Maxi Syme in 3rd though, having now pitted. He can get to the end on those tyres probably. They may be a little bit worse for wear at the end of the race. We saw the first safety car was lap 6 or 7 last night, so around about the same sort of time. Of course we had multiple safety cars before the end, so most of the people who pitted again. I think one of the few people who didn't was Lynx. Of course he went onto the hards early on, so Daft Chip, Brutus, Brady Daddy and Oscar potentially in a very good position. You can see safety car still on track as the field now all closes up. Fever and Oscar just coming out the final corner onto the back of the train, and everybody is now together, so we should get going again at the end of this lap. Running order as it stands: Matman leading from Aaron, Maxi Syme pole sitter and early race leader, down to 3rd after pitting. Lennon behind him. Both of those guys have gone onto the medium tyres, so Daft Chip is now P5. He's on the hard tyres, so he can go to the end. Does he have the speed to stay with Lennon and Maxi Syme? And are their tyres going to get to the end? It's going to be the question from here. Brutus is P6. He's also gone to the hard tyres. Pagani's gone onto the mediums in P7. Alex Pixie also onto the mediums in P8. And Bread P9, he's now on the hards, so he can get to the end on those tyres. Fever's on the softs, so he's definitely going to have to pit again. Surprised he hasn't taken this opportunity at this safety car to pit again, to be honest, but who am I to question Fever's strategies? And Oscar at the back, but on the hard tyres he can definitely get to the end. So we have this diluted interlude on the safety car. Just a reminder that we have got GT Sport tomorrow. It is the season 14 finale. It's coming to you from Blue Moon Infield 8. So please join Switchback at 8 o'clock tomorrow as we go through the final 3 races of what has been a terrific season of GT Sport action. And could our industrious leader himself be finally about to claim a GT Sport title? And he's got a healthy points lead going into the final 3 races. So hopefully he will finish that off in style. I expect some people to be going for glory the last few races. Positions to be made and all lost. Safety car then starting to pull away. Matman takes over, dictating the pace. When does he pull the trigger? We've seen some good safety car restarts recently. We've also seen some bad ones. This is Matman's first attempt at leading one round for a while. So let's see how he gets on. When does he pull the trigger? Not yet, not yet. Not yet. Now he goes. Not a bad effort. Lennon's looking racy. On the back of Maxi Sam, not quite close enough. Oh, Oscar's got a speed. Oh, why is Oscar at the pits again? Ooh, what's going on here? Maxi Sam going wheel to wheel with Aaron. Through turn 2. He's got the inside. Lennon trying to follow him through. Oh, bang wheels again. Brutus trying to get involved with Daft Chip further back as well. They're side by side. Pagani keeping a watching brief behind them. Oh, and who was that going wide? That's Brediger Daddy out on the grass. That's brave. They're going past him. But Maxi Simon and Lennon wasting no time in getting the moves done. Who's gone around? It was Oscar, I think, is it? And some drama coming out of the pits. So Oscar's race not going well. That chip gets past his teammate. Brutus is going to follow through. Pagani's going through as well. So Aaron Druck is getting absolutely mullered here. Has he got damage or is he just caught or one of Wares? He seems to be intact, but he might have some light damage. Now Alex Pixie's coming at him as well. All survived for the lead. Oh, Lennon on the inside of Maxi Syme. Oh, dangles his nose in there. That was brave. Risking his wing though. Maxi Syme looking racy for the lead. Lennon's had a really good exit though. We could see 3 wide in a second here. No DRS yet. Lennon to the inside. He's going to try and box in Maxi Syme, who's going to the outside of Matman. Squeezed against the wall. Gets away with it though. Matman continues to lead. Where does Maxi Syme go? He's going to have to go the long way around. That risk leaving the door open for Lennon. Matman defends the inside. Holding on to place for now. Maxi Syme's going to watch Lennon around the outside. Shuts the door. No way through. Maxi Syme trying to attack and defend. Just holding off Lennon. All this is letting Daft Chip, Brutus and Pagani close in as well. Matman is a bit of a cork in the bottle here. Maxi Syme to the outside. He's going to get the move done this time, is he? Yes, he is. He's going to go off, though. He is off the track. Here comes Lennon on Matman. Up the inside, gets the move done. Oh, and Daft Chip through as well, I think, is he? No, that was Brutus looking. Oh, Lennon picks up a penalty. Now here comes Daft Chip. Matman holding off for now. Pagani and Brutus wheel to wheel in the background as well. Pagani's round the outside. Still around the outside. He's now got the inside for the penultimate corner. Can he get the traction off the corner? Brutus is going to hang on in there. They're still wheel to wheel. Still side by side as they come out the final corner. Oh, better can't be. There we go. Brutus now has the inside. Pagani on the outside. Still wheel to wheel. Oh, Pagani's on the grass through to 2. Big slide out the corner. And Brutus gets the move done. But Pagani's not finished. He's going to come back at him up the inside. Again, they bump wheels. And Brutus just holds on. Great action between those two. Wheel to wheel for half a lap. And all this battling has let Alex Pixie close back up. And he's brought Fever with him as well. Oh, and Oscar has been disqualified for ignoring a drive-through penalty. So Oscar's race is done. That's That's silly, if I'm honest. It's a little bit silly. The battle for the lead then has reignited. Maxi Syme and Lennon are away and running. So I'm trying to get out of DRS range, but Lennon very much in it. They've got a 3-second gap over the Daft Chip. Of course, the tyres are different. So top two are on mediums, third place is on hards. Can the top two get to the end on those tyres? That's going to be the question. Look at this train now behind Daft Chip. We've got Matman, Brutus, Pagani, Alex and Fever. Brett is also there as well, and Aaron's not a million miles off the back of this then. So top two are away and running. Fastest lap of the race for Maxi Syme. As he tries to run away from Lennon, and then Daft Chip leading everybody else. Ooh, Brutus closing in on the back of of Matman, who has a twitch. He seems to be struggling a little bit at the moment. Brutus and Pagani very racy behind them. They've already been side by side for a half a lap. Now looking to go and come back at Brutus now. He's had a bit of a twitch there off the curb. Is that going to open the door for Pagani? Brutus covers the inside slightly. No way through. Brutus now trying to get on the attack of Matman. He's had a good launch off the corner. Is he going to go for the inside into the chicane? That's brave. Thinks better of it. Drops back in. Not going to compromise his run there. Now Pagani's going to have a run on him. Are we going to see another move down the inside here? Brutus seems to have had a good run. He's got DRS as well. So it's all positions held for now. Terrific battle here. Brutus on the attack, defending hard as well. Switches to the inside, not quite close enough. That's brought Pagani right back onto his gearbox. As Lennon now sets the fastest lap, the top two trading fastest laps. Down the start finish straight we go. Does Matman have DRS? He does. That should be enough to save him. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. Oh, it's Maxi Syme. Maxi Syme is gone. On the exit of turn 2, race leader is out of the race. And a safety car is called. So the race leader has buckled under the pressure. And Lennon now takes over at the front. Of course, these safety car laps will help him manage those tyres to the end, and so that's our 5th retirement. Lennon will be a little bit unhappy to see that safety car that's blown the lead that him and Maxi Syme had built up. It was about 5 seconds at one stage. Now everybody will close up again behind the safety car. However, Lennon will be now saving his tyres, not putting so much load and stress through them. Extend the stint. Live, we have got 17 laps, or 16 and a half laps to go. So are those tyres going to get him to the end? The track around here is not too bad for tyre wear, so he might be at the limit, but he might be able to get to the end on those medium tyres. Yeah, he stays out then. So I think Fever might take this opportunity to pit. Casey Bernard, crying faces for Maxi Syme. And throwing away the race lead. Matman and Fever are in. Now what tyres are they going to go for? Matman's going for the hards. Fever, what's Fever going for? Mediums? Yeah, Fever onto the medium tyre then. So, oh, crash under the safety car. Out goes Alex Pixie. He's come together with Pagani under the safety car. What has happened there? Drama under the safety car. As 2 cars pop into shot. One of them into the wall. Alex Pixie is out of the race. Apparently Maxi Syme losing it under traction at the exit of turn 2. We saw that last night from several people, including Tico, who went last night at the same corner. So you're in good company, Maxi. Oh, what has happened there to Alex Pixie under the safety car? He's come together with Pagani. Both of them into the wall. Oh, now, what damage has Pagani got from all that? Imagine now he's going to have to... Is he going to pit? There's his wing looking. Get a close up, that would help. His wing looks intact, but I'm not quite sure what happened there. He was ahead of Alex as well, so I'm not quite sure what's happened there. Yeah, 8 cars left, Monkey Fox. We are low on numbers anyway. Oh, in the background, Aaron Tucker taken to the grass under the safety car. That's an interesting line. Yep. So we are about at half race distance, and we have lost nearly half the field. So the attrition rate high again. Pagani's carried on though, so Pagani doesn't seem to have got any damage from that incident. So we'll have to find out later what happened there, but under the safety car, Aston Martin and the Mercedes coming together, and the net result is the Mercedes is out of the race. Yeah, so it's not great on numbers this week, but fingers crossed those who are missing will be back next week. And we'll be back at a full quota, or at least close to a full quota, of course, having had a full grid last night. We had a full grid last week for Div 2 as well, so numbers have been generally quite good this season. Fingers crossed we will return to a little bit normality next week. But for now, we are under the second safety car of the race. We are at half race distance. And your running order is as follows. Lennon leads the race now. His race-long battle with Max time is over. But he does have a penalty to his name, which leaves Daft Chip in a very strong position here, because Daft Chip's tyres can definitely get him to the end. He doesn't have a penalty to his name, so if he can keep Lennon honest, there's a very big chance that this could be Daft Chip's week. Brutus and sitting in P3. He's been in the wars, in the scraps as well. He's very nicely placed, but also with a penalty to his name. He has a speeding penalty for pit lane, so 5 seconds this time. Pagani's just got a penalty for a collision with Alex Pixie under the safety car, which has put Alex Pixie out of the race. Brady Daddy now finds himself in P5, so both AlphaTauris in the top 5. Mattman's P6 having just pitted. Feber P7 and Aaron at the back in P8. P. Smith calling Feber for second. Well, he's got no penalties to his name, so it's a very good likelihood that Feber's going to make up some places come the end of the race. Safety car then pulling away from the field. Lennon has taken over, dictating the pace. Now, Mattman did an okay restart for himself, but he did leave Aaron vulnerable to the pack with his restart last time. So what's Lennon got up his sleeve for this restart? Yeah, Maxi Sam saying that he felt the car snap. There's absolutely nothing he could do to catch it. Lennon pulls the trigger, and we are away and racing. It's a good restart from Brutus. He's on his toes. He's on the back of Daft Chip. Lennon goes defensive. On the back, Brad looking at Pagani. On their way through. Everybody get around turn 2 okay this time? Yes, they do. And we are off and running again then. So lap 16 of 29. And then with a really good restart, it's opened himself a nice little gap. Daft Chip's got Brutus to worry about. Brutus has already got Pagani back on him. So those two are about to renew this rivalry. Feeble on the back of Mattman as well. Feeble looking racy here. You're thinking about a move. Yeah, Feeble is a very good player of the percentages. He knows when to make a move and when to leave it. One of the best racers I've come across in league racing on both ACC, GT Sport and Formula 1. We need more Feebers in this world. Lennon opening up a gap already. He's now 1.8 seconds up the road. So using the advantage of those medium tyres. Of course, Daft Chip and Brutus both on the hards. So Lennon needs to pull away while he's got the tyre advantage. Brutus, Pagani, very close together. Brady, Daddy, Mattman, Feber and Aaron all close together. So other than Lennon, the whole field is now nose to tail. No DRS just yet. 2 laps after a safety car, so at the end of this lap, the DRS will be reactivated. Chip now putting a bit of time into Brutus and Pagani. And still holding off Fever. Aaron looking racy in the background as well, starting to close back in. All these cars pitted under that last safety car. So these 3 are on the freshest tyres of everybody. Fever now leaves Fever in a very good position on his tyres, of course on the medium tyres, so that'll be the quickest tyre. 2 cars he's battling, both on hards. Can he fashion himself an opening? Looking racy, thinks about to move up the inside into the chicane, but thinks better of it. That's a great camera angle, Co-Master. Thank you. There we go. Yep, no move yet, just happy to sit in. Aaron keeping a watching brief behind as well. Lennon, meanwhile, has got the hammer down and they're starting to punch in the lap times, pulling away from Daft Chip. DRS is activated again. So Lennon is out of DRS range, so that's not an issue for him. He just needs to focus on building a gap. He's got a 3-second penalty to his name. He is now 3 seconds ahead of Daft Chip, who's had a poor run out of 1. That's brought Brutus back onto his tail. No DRS on this sector. The first time they will get it. Here's the... Oh, Daft Chip off the curb. Bit of a slide. Catches the rear end nicely though. Brutus closing in even more now. Pagani and Bread also loitering with intent behind them. Just quietly going about his business, as he did in week 1, where he had some dramas early on but came back through. So currently looking like a very good week for AlphaTauri. Both cars in the top 5. Here we go through the chicane again. The lead is now nearly 4 seconds. Oh, Brady with a bit of a twitch off the curb. DRS is now active as Bruce, just close enough, not this time. He's getting ever closer to Daft Chip. Both these cars on the hard tyres. Both pitted at the same time, so the tyres are probably in about similar condition. Question is the race leader going to have enough tyre to get to the end of the race? Daft Chip going defensive down the start finish straight. Brutus closing in, but not close enough into turn 1. Get another chance there on the exit of turn 2. He's had a good run. DRS pops open again. Daft Chip defends the inside. Brutus to the outside. Daft Chip does a really good job there. Brutus trying to cross over. Oh, loses the back end as he tries to get the power down. Not able to find a way through. So Daft Chip holds on for another lap. Lennon's lead now nearly 5 seconds. So Lennon is just streaking away at the front. Is he going to have enough tyres to get to the end of the race? It's going to be the question. Daft Chip could definitely make it. He's having to go defensive here as well. Brutus is close. Looking for a way through. More support in the chat for Daft Chip from Oscar. He's watching one of the retirements tonight. Through the chicane. Oh, Brett again having a big twitch in the background. And all this is letting Matman just close back in again. Matman's now on the cusp of DRS. He's bringing Fever with him. Aaron's just not quite able to hold the pace. He's just off the back at the moment. Not out of touch just yet. McLaren's 2nd and 8th at the moment. This man though is streaking away. Pounding in the quick lap times. He's going considerably quicker. He's in the 25, Daft Chip in the 26s, so Lennon putting as much time as he can do into the rest of the field. Daft Chip having to defend from Brutus once again. Again parking in the middle of the road. Brutus has to go to the outside. Daft Chip though can cover the inside of the apex, and then there is no way through. Right up behind the McLaren again. They come through 5 and 6. See Daft Chip there holds the inside coming out of that right-hander. just to cover off any opportunistic move into the braking zone. And to another DRS, so then we're coming into the chicane. Get the run through here first. That's like you can see him straight on the ERS there, trying to punch as much of a gap as he can do before the braking zone. Safe again this time around. Brutus is right there, Pagani's right there, Brett is right there as well. These four circulating so close together. How many seconds of pens does he have? I believe it's just 3. It is indeed 3 seconds for your race leader, 5 for Brutus, 10 for Pagani. Of course, he got 1 for collision with Alex. I don't know what the other 5 seconds for. Did he speed in the pit lane? He sped in the pit lane, which didn't see that one come up. Background Fever now getting racy with Matman. A good exit through turn 2. He's going to go the long way around, is he? Yes, he is. Matt covers the inside. Fever not quite able. Can he switch it back? Not close enough. But Fever now starting to work over the back of the Mercedes. This man is now in trouble. The lead now 7.3 seconds. Lennon is absolutely flying. Was a former Div 2 winner many moons ago, season 9. So he knows how to win this championship. Of course, having missed a number of races, having joined this series. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. Oh, it's the race leader. Lennon has had a spin at the chicane. And he's lost his wing. Race leader. Lennon in the wall and has lost his wing, and Brutus is challenging for what will be the race lead because Lennon's going to be slow. They need to watch out here. Oh, Lennon's in the way. Daft chip to the outside. He needs to be aware that Lennon's going to want to go in the pits here. Oh no, Daft just being held up. He got the wrong side, and into the lead goes Brutus. Oh, so unlucky for Daft Chip. Brutus then takes the lead of the race. As Lennon trying to make it to the pit lane. I can sympathise with that, Dave, because that happened to me on Monday. So all change at the front, then the race leader is, well, in the pits. Lennon into the wall, takes his wing off. He's back on the soft tyres. He needs a safety car now to get back into contention. Oh, he was looking so good for Lennon. He was looking so good. So Brutus now leads. Now Daft Chip needs to just stay with him because Brutus has a speeding penalty for pit lane. That's 5 seconds. That one's not going to be removed. So he just needs to stay with him. He's got the tyres to get to the end. They're both on hard tyres. They're both 15 laps old. Pagani picks up another penalty. It's a track limits one though. Pagani, who's currently on target by. He's in a podium position on track, but the field is so close together, he's going to be off the back of it by the time the penalties are all applied. And this train now is Brutus all the way down to Feber. So the top 6 are all in a train. That man just outside DRS range of Bread is your daddy, but he has closed that gap. He has got DRS, so yeah, we've got a 6-car train now for the lead. Daft Chip though in the strongest position. He's got no penalties. He's sat in P2. He's now got the DRS from the race leader. Can just pull himself along. He's up to defend from Pagani. He's on the grass. Through turn 4. Daft Chip again having a little bit of a moment there off that curb. Brutus then leads. He's going to try and break away, but it's going to be so difficult then with everybody behind in the DRS train. What he needs is Pagani to come up and attack Daft Chip. And Pagani, of course, on the medium tyres. They are the same age as the hard tyres on both Daft Chip and Brutus's car. So the question is, can he make it to the end? Brady Dad looking very solid in P4 as well. Brutus has to twitch off the curb. He's pushing, trying to break the slipstream, break the toe, break the DRS. Daft Chip doing everything he needs to do at the moment. Brutus, this is on him to push. Oh, he's in the curb, bit of a twitch from Daft Chip. Bread as well having a bit of a twitch off the final corner. Not able to pull away again. DRS just keeping everybody all together. Top 6 in a line. I'm expecting to see the fastest lap from pop up any second now. There it is. Lennon with the fastest lap, 23.6. He's on those soft tyres now. He's going to be absolutely flying, but he needs a safety car quickly. So we're getting to the stage where there will not be another one deployed. We're getting to the final stage of this race, lap 24 or 29. So Brutus continues to lead. Daft Chip behind him, Pagani third. Brit is your daddy is fourth. Matman again just out of DRS range in P5. Ebert keeping him honest in P6. Aaron pushing to try and get back in with the train. The penalty situation as it is. Look at the penalty situation again. So Pagani on 13 is going to drop right down here. So technically at the moment the podium stands to be Daft Chip, Matman and possibly Feber. So we could see a Daft Chip, Matman, Feber podium here if the field can stay together. Feber's now just slipped out of DRS range of Matman. That could be critical. Here's Race, he needs to try and close that gap again. Getting closer to Daft Chip. He's coming a little bit hot there to turn 3. Gets it stopped though, but Brett is now looking to buy into this. Lennon with another fastest lap of the race. He's taking chunks of time out of the field, but I think he's going to run out of time. Now lap 25 or 29. 4.5 laps to go. He's just not quite able to stay with the pace either. He's out of DRS range again. Fever's trying to close back in. And neither of them have got DRS, so that one's now back within that second barrier. See him pushing there. Brett's had a bit of a slow couple of corners there, just off the back of Pagani slightly. Pagani with another warning, another penalty. See Pagani looking very racy behind Daft Chip. Brett now on the cusp of losing DRS. There's a good couple of corners here, just to stay within that 1 second bracket. That man has bridged that gap and closed back in again. Fever is also on the cusp. Pagani close enough to Daft Chip now. Daft Chip's got the DRS. He's had a good run at the final corner. So everybody still as they were. Out of turn 2 we go. Once again, Pagani had a good run again though. Closes in on Daft Chip, who now closes right in on Brutus. So your front 3 are right together again. Now Brett has now lost the DRS. Oh, he's back in it again. He's right on that cusp now. He's right on the second cusp. This train of 6 now just starting to splinter up the top 3. Getting the hammer down, just starting to pull away slightly. Brett clinging on for dear life out of his Matman. Feber's now got back to within a second of Matman. His daddy now with another penalty. He's pushing hard. To chicane we go. DRS is open for everybody once again. Just a little bit deep there. Missed the apex slightly. Let's put Pagani right in his gearbox. They come round the right-hander. Pagani, I think he knows his situation. The penalties, he might get at least one of those removed from the one with the incident with Alex. He knows he doesn't need to force this. It'll be good points regardless of where he finishes. Lennon is just taking chunks and chunks of time out of it now, but we're now out of the window for another safety car. Pagani now thinking about a move. Daft Chip has to cover the inside. Oh, big twitch on the power. As Daft Chip trying to get the power down. Pagani switches sides. Gets a bit of an overlap. Now looking for the inside. Has he got the overlap again? The answer is no. Daft Chip holding on, but now he's out of that second bracket. So this battling is costing Daft Chip. Brutus is starting to open that gap up. He's now out of DRS range. Daddy's got back into these two. Daft needs to be Pagani with another penalty. He's pushing hard. Oh, Daft very, very wide there through the middle part of the chicane. That's going to give Pagani a great run. Up the inside he goes. That's moved done. Daft doesn't have DRS anymore. And that is moved done. So, oh, Daft has a bit of a slide. And all of this is playing into Brutus's hands. Of course, he needs 5 seconds over Daft. Red and Matman are back on this. Fever still just outside that DRS range, but he's still in touch. He's using his ERS to try and get himself back within that magical second. He's 1.2 seconds outside. So it might not be the worst thing in the world here, because Daft can see that Brutus has a 5-second penalty. He's going round the outside though. Oh, gets it done. Yes, he does. Good move from Daft. Round the outside into 3. Pagani looking to come back at him again though. Daft is wide. Pagani looks up the inside. Not room this time. So you're battling hard. The lead is now 2.7 seconds here, so Brutus is doing everything he can to get himself onto the podium. Pagani and Bread have got penalties. Matman and Fever don't, so they're the two he needs to be wary of. And Fever is now... Oh, he's back in with that second bracket. Fever driving brilliantly here, trying to get himself back on. We're on the penultimate lap now, so we're nearly at the end of this race. Through the chicane we go. Everybody gets through nicely. Fever back within the DRS range. That's going to help his cause immensely now. Brutus now 2.7 seconds ahead. Lennon with a penalty further back. So he's still pushing to close that gap. He's down to just 7 seconds off the back of Aaron, so he's not hanging around. Meanwhile, the battle for second on track is the one to watch. It's Daft versus Pagani versus Bread versus Matman versus Fever. Bread's had a bit of a poor run there, and Matman's now coming at him as we start the final lap. Everybody round turn 2, okay. Pagani looking at Daft again. Daft's gone defensive. Pagani round the outside. Bumping. Pagani's got the inside. Oh, there's contact there. Around he goes. Oh, so unlucky for Pagani. That leaves Daft to try and chase down Brutus. The gap is 3.8 seconds though, so Brutus has got a very handy lead now. Still not quite enough to win this race, so Daft is still on course to win this one. Is Matman and Fever, are they going to get onto the podium? Or is Brutus going to do enough to salvage a podium despite that 5-second penalty? Gray's got 6 seconds, so he's not in contention here. I think Brutus might be doing enough to get onto the podium here. So into the penultimate corner he comes. That gap is 4.2 seconds. He's nearly far enough ahead. But I don't think it's going to be enough. Brutus is going to win on track. But finally, Daft is going to win. With the penalties, Matman gets 3rd. Brutus gets up 2nd. Fever gets 4th. By just 1/10 of a second. Braves added down to P5. Aaron is P6. Pagani ends up P7. And Lennon, what could have been for him, he was away and running at the front. Crosses the line and takes P8 of the final finishes then. Matman gets driver of the day. Coming from outside the top 10 onto the podium. That's a very, very solid drive from him. But finally, Daft is a winner in FTRL. McLaren man takes his first win in Div 2. Joined on the podium by Brutus and by Matman. Brutus there drove really well at the end there to get into the lead of the race. Pull a bit of a gap as the cars behind started to battle. Just fell short of taking the victory, but he did everything he could. And Matman there doing a brilliant job to stay in touch there and get himself onto the podium. Just denies Fever. So then your McLaren is your winner. Daft Chip wins. Brutus is second and Macman is third. Fever just missing out on that podium for the first time. He ends up P4, but a really strong result from him once again. Brace your daddy, after some early dramas, a really strong result for him. He ends up P5. Aaron Trucker just couldn't stay with the pack. He ends up P6. Pagani, after that late spin, he ends up P7. And Lennon, fastest lap to his name, but not quite enough. That mistake at the chicane while he was 7 seconds to the good, costing him the victory. This time he ends up P8. And the retirements then, Alex Pixie crashing under the safety car. What happened there? Maxi Sion lost it, which brought out the safety car, the second safety car, from the lead of the race as well, Scuba Steve. Some early dramas, and then wrecked as well. He ended up P11. Captain Chubbs tied in the pits. Katami's in the pits, and Oscar was disqualified for ignoring a drive-through penalty. So, well, high on drama as always with Div 2. A little less chaotic than the Div 1 race yesterday. Still a number of retirements, but I think that's the nature of the circuit, unfortunately. But yeah, congratulations to Daft Chip, to Brutus, to Macman on their podiums, and once again to everybody who survived the Melbourne circuit. Well done for getting to the flag and getting some points on the board. And that is the end of the action for tonight. Thank you for those of you who have joined the stream. Please do give it a like before you disappear. That helps us out immensely. So into the second half of the season we go, and Lynx and Pagani continue to lead the way. Can they defend their championship leads in the second half of the season? We start next week with Singapore, so do join us for that. Of course, tomorrow back with GT Sports. Do join Switchback to go through the final of season 14. And as I mentioned last night, of course, ACC wrapped up on Monday, and FTRL Blue Flag claiming the season 7 title. So planning will start for season 8. If you are interested in joining our ACC league, there are spaces available, plenty of spaces available, so please come join us. We have a really strong grid of people, and we'd love to get some more people involved. So if you are interested in joining ACC, please get in touch. It's at FTRL_ACC. But for tonight, that's me done. I'm going to go off and play some GT Sports, and yeah, I will be back next week to go through action from Singapore. But for tonight, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for everybody in the stream, and we will see you again real soon.